Hello, my name is Erin, and today I'm going to give you an intro to Hyperdocs. If you're looking for something to replace boring worksheets with something more exciting that allows students to collaborate, think critically, combine information from multiple sources, and create using technology, then Hyperdocs are for you. The Hyper stands for hyperlink, and the Doc stands for Google Docs or simply any type of document like slides, sites, etc. Hyperdocs let you create and package a lesson plan tailored to fit the needs of your students. They are inherently engaging. Each lesson includes all the elements you would need for a successful lesson, such as engage, explore, explain, apply, share, and extend. While students are busy collaborating and reflecting on their learning, you are free to connect with them. The term Hyperdocs was coined by Lisa, Kelly, and Sarah, who are 3 instructional coaches in the San Francisco Bay Area. When I first heard about Hyperdocs, I thought that they were the same thing as a Google Doc with hyperlinks on it, but don't be fooled. Hyperdocs are so much more complex than that. A Hyperdoc is not a digital version of a traditional worksheet, a list of hyperlinks on a doc, a simple web quest, or something that's only in a doc format. Hyperdocs are not about teaching technology, it's about using technology to teach. Here's a graphic depicting the difference between Hyperdocs and a doc with hyperlinks. Hyperdocs allow for collaboration, creativity, student voice, reflection, and real-world application. Conversely, a doc with hyperlinks only take the students to certain websites where students consume and regurgitate the information supplied to them. So why should you use Hyperdocs? Today's students are 21st century learners. They need to have some control over the path, pace, and place of their learning. Information changes at such a rapid rate that we need to teach our students how to learn as opposed to what to learn. So they need to learn these 21st century skills like adaptability, collaboration, communication, empathy, integrity, growth mindset, problem solving, and critical thinking in order to be successful in the world today. Using Hyperdocs in your classroom allows for many benefits for students, such as variety and flexibility of activities. Hyperdocs can be done either high or low tech and allow for self-paced, student-centered learning. They let you repackage what you're already teaching to meet the needs of 21st century learners. Hyperdocs increase student engagement while allowing for self-paced learning. They also allow absent students to receive the same experience as other students. UDL, also known as Universal Design for Learning, pairs well with Hyperdocs. Hyperdocs work well with this method of instruction. An entire unit could be constructed utilizing UDL while allowing student voice and choice of activities. Hyperdocs also allow the integration of the 4 C's of 21st century learning, which are collaboration, communication, creativity, and critical thinking. Hyperdocs encourage students to do something with the content instead of regurgitating the information. Hyperdocs for collaboration. The Google Suite of education apps allows for seamless integration for sharing, editing, and collaboration regardless of your tech experience or school resources. They work well together and they're easy to utilize. Hyperdocs also encourage students to be creative. They're designed with students in mind, and their responses, activities, and interactions inspire teachers to consider creativity in a new way. They can teach us something when we use Hyperdocs. Hyperdocs also can be utilized with the 5E model. The 5Es, if you don't know, were developed by the Biological Sciences Curriculum Study in 1987, and each phase begins with an E. Hyperdocs act as a framework to design interactive, student-centered lessons using the 5E method. Now I'm going to walk you through the steps so you can create your own Hyperdoc. Before creating your Hyperdoc, it may be useful to check out the SAMR model to help you redefine your teaching methods while integrating technology. Next, decide which instructional model you would like to use, such as the 3E model, the 4 Cs, 5 Es, ADDIE, Gagny's 9 events, UDL, or a hybrid where you combine sections to fit your needs. Then consider the level of students in your curriculum before creating an attractive design to draw in students. When you begin to create a Hyperdoc, you can follow these 6 easy steps. 1. Choose a learning style. Define your objectives. Gather resources. So you might want to collect relevant online sources. You might include websites, videos, documents, interactive activities, Quizlets, Kahoots. Just gather a whole plethora of resources. Then curate and organize, so arrange your resources in a logical sequence. Design and build your Hyperdoc using a word processing application like Google Docs or Google Slides, and then link everything into your appropriate sections. Finally, share and evaluate. Share the Hyperdoc with students to assess if it's effective in achieving your learning objectives. Many Hyperdocs have the same basic template that takes students through these 6 steps of a lesson: engage, explore, explain, apply, share, and reflect. A lot of them also include extend, which is a great portion for early finishers. It gives extra activities to challenge and extend their thinking. Before you start creating your own Hyperdoc, you may want to look at some of the following resources. The Hyperdocs website has an online academy for teachers that allows you to access free professional development courses in addition to many other resources, such as this section called Teachers Give Teachers, where teachers share activities they created on their own for free. So these are templates and ideas for lessons that are free to use. Some other resources included here are the Driving Digital Learning website, which is a collection of resources created for free as well by and for teachers. The items here are also free to use. You can modify and expand upon them. Here's a link to the Handbook Template Companion created by Sarah Landis. It contains a lot of ideas for each step of the lesson. And then if you want to evaluate your Hyperdoc when you are done with it, there is a blog post here evaluating your Hyperdoc with Alice Keeler. And then some apps and websites that are popularly used are YouTube, Google Forms, Kahoot, Storybird, Padlet, Wordle, and of course Google Docs. Hyperdocs transform traditional lessons into engaging student-centered learning experiences by leveraging the 5E model to promote exploration, creativity, and critical thinking. By integrating these digital tools with purposeful instructional design, educators can empower students to take ownership of their learning in dynamic and meaningful ways. I hope you've learned a little bit about Hyperdocs and are able to integrate them into your classroom. Thank you.